recognize that erotic narrative, as it is most popular in certain circles. The sexually curious Catherine Danziger and the sexually submissive Anastasia Steele are popular folk heroes, though nearly 50% of the population have never heard of them. But you ladies know all about them, don't you? You gals remember Sybil, Catherine, and Erica from Judy Blume's 1975 novel, Forever. It's a book that hit the shelves around the time that your period started, and you've been hooked on pornographic literature ever since. You've grown up, and you've put Forever on a shelf, the adolescent fantasy that your first love will be your only love, and now you've graduated to mommy porn starring Anna Steele and her borderline psychotic paramour, Christian Grey. Millions of preteen and teenage girls have read Judy Blume's Forever since its first printing 41 years ago. More than 100 million copies of Erica Mitchell's 50 Shades of Grey have been sold, 35 million of those in the U.S. alone. They join the ranks of the thousands of books featuring female erotic literature that have been consumed by generations of voracious women ever since Lady Chatterley first met her secret lover. According to studies, 60% of all women watch or download porn films, and of that, 17% of them are addicted to porn. Similar studies indicate that amongst 14 to 16-year-old girls, Judy Blume's one-time audience, 30% had viewed some form of pornography by the time they were 10 years of age. 81% of girls 14 to 16 years old watch porn regularly at their homes, and 63% of them access porn via their cell phones. 14 to 16 years of age. Nielsen studies indicate more than 13 million female subscribers access cable porn channels monthly. 40-plus years of analytical data demonstrate that the American woman is obsessed with sex and can't get enough pornography.
A man goes home and masturbates his typical fantasy: a woman on her knees, a woman tied up, a woman abused. A woman enjoys intercourse with her man as she fantasizes about being raped by 3 men simultaneously.
Certainly, Democrat presidential candidate Bernie Sanders has come to his own conclusions about female sexuality many, many years ago. So, with all of the fucking and sucking and licking and sticking going on in women's minds, why is it that we're all supposed to be so offended that presidential frontrunner Donald J. Trump dared mention the word pussy in a supposedly private conversation between a man and an irresponsible boy? Tell me, from what source do I summon the moral outrage to condemn Donald J. Trump's observations, while the mainstream media promotes the interracial porn star Kim Kardashian as if she is the ultimate role model for American girls? Tell me where to locate my moral outrage while Paris Hilton's sexual escapades are headline news. Clinton's cigars, Wiener's selfies, Monica's blue dress. Explain to me how I'm supposed to be so outraged by Donald Trump's statement, women will allow you to grab them by the pussy, when we all know it's 100% true. Don't feign moral indignity with me. I know better. I know what you did that time in the park, and on the rooftop at night, and in your mom's basement, and in the back of your father's car. I know what you did in the nightclub bathroom. I know what you did with your boyfriend and his roommate. And I know what you did with your same-sex college dormie. You have no secrets from me. Sure, you try to keep it all a secret, like you do that hidden drawer full of adult battery-operated toys and Polaroids. And you keep it a secret, like the sexy selfies you send out on your cell phone. But I know all about it. That's why I know the attempt to smear Donald J. Trump for his private discussion amongst the boys, boys being the operative word when little Billy Bush is concerned, has the impact of a fart in a hurricane. Or to put it in Hillary speak, there's no there. There's only frightfully blatant hypocrisy from the people with no moral footing from which to launch any attack on any person's character. Was Donald J. Trump's discussion imprudent? Of course it was, but it was far less imprudent than the personal betrayal by little Billy Bush who broadcast the private conversation. The true revelation is that of how low the Bush family have sunk where ethical leadership is concerned. The other unspoken revelation of Donald J. Trump's unfiltered discussion is how the female in question was a player herself. She allowed Trump to spend a small fortune upon her, with the admitted shopping trips, the dinners, etc., knowing all along, as women do when men are attempting to court them. She accepted thousands of dollars in gifts instead of demonstrating some moral character of her own and refusing them, as she did Trump's sexual advances, if there are any at all, to speak of. Trump's missed shot and Little Billy Bush's torpedo story is really about an expose of a greedy gold digger and the billionaire she played. The only embarrassing hook in the bullshit news item is Trump didn't get laid by his own admission. He got suckered by a nice pair of legs and a matching pair of tits that knew how to shake to the tune of Donald Trump's money, but not his passion. Once we dispose of the media's faux ethics, we see the story for what it is, an expose of the poor character of the modern gold digger. I mean, modern American woman. Of course, there is a certain irony to using a gold digger to take down a presidential candidate, to bolster another who is yet just another female gold digger, Hillary Clinton. Remember, Hillary Clinton is a woman of little accomplishment beyond convincing mind-numb zombies to vote for her while she deftly dances around American and international law, avoiding a well-deserved prosecution. Hillary Clinton's only true accomplishment is making the gangster capos of the mobs of the Golden Age look like rank amateurs as she escapes justice day after day, year after year. Never forget, Hillary Clinton is a failed lawyer. Hillary Clinton is a failed First Lady. Hillary Clinton is a failed carpetbagging junior senator who quit the job she was elected to hold to serve as a failed Secretary of State who committed felonies and violated international treaty and law that resulted in a dead American ambassador, dead Navy SEALs, and the formation of ISIS. Hillary Clinton is a failed mother. Hillary Clinton is a failed wife. Hillary Clinton is a failed person. But Donald J. Trump said pussy. I'm sure the Islamo-terrorists in Boko Haram who are raping the hundreds of Christian girls that Obama never rescued after their kidnapping are very offended right now by Donald J. Trump's words. I'm sure the Saudi sheiks with the harems of purchased and imported slave girls are unhinged by the vulgar language. I'm sure the families in Thailand, Cambodia, and China who drown their female infants or sell their daughters to brothels are really bent out of shape that Donald J. Trump said the word pussy. Porn stars Kim, Paris, Pamela, and all the celebs caught on tape giving blowjobs to their fly-by-night boyfriends, and the thousands who've downloaded their videos. Just like the tens of thousands of topless go-go dancers and bar patrons and their stacks of $1 bills each provide evidence to the absolute absence of any moral underpinning from which the media hopes to foment a moral outrage. You have sown and reaped your wild oats in such abundance that only the youngest among us can dare cast any stones. Donald Trump's pussy talk exposes the intellectual dishonesty and the pussy nature of the progressive left who have turned Americans into hard and soft-core porn addict zombies who squawk about exposed nipples on TV shows. But between your Spice Channel and your RedTube downloads and your sexy selfies sent to the pool boy or the office secretary and your teenage daughter's sleepover parties, you're too distracted to see the forest that surrounds your own tree of hypocrisy, that you'll join the media's sing-along chorus, never realizing everybody is watching their own set of bouncing balls. You'll continue to ignore reality and do what you're told, when to be happy because TV said so, when to be sad because TV said so, when to be angry because TV said so. You've allowed yourself to be controlled so easily, so like a sheep, because you are the pussy. You're a pussy who is too terrified to admit Trump didn't say anything that actually offended you. Maybe it made you jealous because you're not Donald Trump, or you're not a woman who anybody wants to grab in a lustful manner. You're a pussy who won't dare peek at your wife or your daughter's bookshelf or their browser history, and you're certainly too pussy to check their cell phone selfies, because like the female population who prefers their lustful wants are occulted with feigned innocence, because like the media who needs to perpetuate a false puritanical female narrative, you need your illusions maintained like a child, desperately clinging to the hope that Santa Claus and the Tooth Fairy truly exist. The truth is right there, but you're too pussy to see it. It's long past time you grew a pair of balls, America, and you started acting like the man your wives, girlfriends, daughters, and nation need you to be. You're obviously not measuring up to her fantasies, otherwise she wouldn't be immersed in crap mommy porn that makes you blush when it's read aloud. Stop being a pussy who is cowed by degenerates like Anderson Cooper and Don Lemon. When two homosexuals ask you if you did something, ask them how many blowjobs they've given in public restroom stalls, or if they have their own buddy booths at the local all-male gym. Shame them for their pervert lifestyle. Stop being a pussy and remind Hillary voters about the cigar her husband inserted into Monica Lewinsky before giving it to the PLO terrorist leader Yasser Arafat. Stop being a pussy and say enough is enough. When the heterosexual-hating homosexuals like Cooper and Lemon and the Andrea Dworkin devotees start their screeching, remind them of their lifestyle and how it is in direct conflict with their feigned outrage. When the wives of men accused by multiple women of rape attempts to shame anybody, remind her of her climb to the top, laying on her back while attacking those who did the same with her unfaithful spouse. Stop being a pussy and tell those screechers to shove their whines up their hypocritical asses and that you're sick of their pussy nonsense. Regardless of your genitalia, it's time to man up, America. Grow a pair of balls and stop being pussies.
You've been listening to Jim Dynamo's Bad Machine. Be part of the radio revolution by following our Twitter page @BadMachineRadio and by visiting Jim Dynamo's Bad Machine on Facebook. Bad Machine is a one-man media production, the exclusive owner of all original content. Otherwise, no rights are reserved. 2016.